Okay? Okay, I'd like to call this meeting of the Winchendon School Committee to order on April 27th, 2022, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there anyone here recording other than the town of Winchendon? No? Okay. Public comment. Do we have anybody for public comment tonight? No public comment. Okay. So we get to our student representative update. So Maria, you have the floor.
All right, Mr. Chair, good evening. To start off, the travel club has returned from Europe. We traveled to Italy, France, Spain, and Monaco over the course of 9 days, and I would just like to thank Ms. Rondeau and all the chaperones for making the trip very enjoyable. I had a great time. The Student Council attended the Spring Regional Conference on Thursday, April 28th. Sophomore Emily Whiteman was named Unsung Hero for the Central District for 2022. The Unsung Hero Award is given to a student council member who is not an officer who goes above and beyond the expectations of membership. Emily could not join us tonight because of work, but congratulations, Emily. I am so proud of you. This week, we're celebrating our teachers. Student Council hosted a milk and cookies cart, made goodie bags, and is distributing notes of appreciation all week long. On May 20th, the Special Education Department will host school day games for the special education students and buddies from all grades. We will host a pep rally for the athletes on Thursday, May 19th for all grades at Murdoch. Moving on to sports, the varsity track team had a meet today at Narragansett. The varsity softball team had a game today versus Gardner High School.
And we won.
We won. Tomorrow there is a varsity baseball and softball game at 3:30 p.m. versus Narragansett. Also tomorrow there is varsity track.
Home or away?
Yeah, home. It's a home. Also tomorrow there's a varsity track meet at 4 p.m. at Marshfield High School, and I think it's to be announced who they're facing. On Monday, May 9th, the varsity baseball and softball teams have a home game versus St. Bernard's at 3:45 p.m. On Tuesday, May 10th, there is a middle school baseball and softball game versus Narragansett at home. These games are at 3:30 p.m. Also on Tuesday, there is a middle school track meet versus Fitchburg at Fitchburg High School at 3:30 p.m. And finally, on Wednesday, May 11th, there is a varsity baseball and softball game versus Air Shirley at home. These games are at 3:30 p.m. And that is all I have for tonight.
All right. So what's graduation looking like?
June.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, great.
How was the trip?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Where in Italy did you go?
We went to Cinque Terre, kind of lost track.
Milan.
Milan.
We stayed in Spezia, which is just outside of Cinque Terre, and we spent 3 days in Italy. We went to Monaco, spent a day there.
Cool.
3 days in France, 3 days in Spain.
Wow.
I'm glad you remembered. The days just kind of flowed into one another. Having too much fun.
I brought the same number of kids home that I took.
That's always a good thing. Although I do have to say, Maria and Miss Rondo, I'm a little disappointed I didn't get asked to be a chaperone.
That's on her.
Yeah. Anybody win
I
big
think
at the
7 years
casinos in
doing this
Monaco?
ought to be good.
Rome next year.
All right. Anyway, I did a 14-day tour of Europe similar, but I didn't get that far south.
Right.
We did northern Italy. We stopped in Rome.
Oh, that's nice.
Our last couple of days was in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
But we did England. We did London. We did
London,
London, and then we went through, went to Paris, and then we went to Switzerland, and then a little bit
Sounds
of
so nice.
Germany, and then down into Italy. And we did stop at Monaco.
Mm-hmm. So beautiful.
Yeah, it's so gorgeous, isn't it? And what a great experience. It was
So
just
thankful.
terrific. So
Mhm.
I know travel is the best educator.
Yes, it really is.
So you read all that stuff in the books and whatnot. Although the downside of my trip was 3 months later or 4 months later, that's when the cathedral burned down, Notre Dame Cathedral.
It's awful.
So I've got all kinds of stuff, if anybody wants to see the way it looked before.
Yeah.
All kinds of video on it, so it was sad. It was sad, 'cause it's such a beautiful place.
How many students did you take?
13.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great. All right, thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks, Maria.
all right. Next is the consent agenda. It's just the minutes. Anybody want to comment on the minutes, or just want to make a motion to
No.
approve?
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented if Mr. King has no changes to make.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so we
Ms.
have a-
Forsyth, I'm sorry.
yep. We knew what you meant.
This is regarding the joint meeting with the Finance Committee, correct?
Oh, you know what? I guess rule of necessity I can vote on this, but I wasn't at that. I normally would abstain.
Yeah, but it is the rule of necessity, because we need you for a quorum,
Yeah.
so you can vote. Okay?
What was your motion?
To,
Accept as written.
yeah.
The March 24th minutes?
Yes.
Second.
Okay. So, any discussion? Hearing none. Ryan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
And chair votes aye, the minutes are accepted. Superintendent's report, number 7, COVID update.
Good evening, gentlemen. As of 10 a.m. this morning, the number of positive cases in the district was 27 students and 6 staff members. The middle school seems to be experiencing the largest increase in numbers. On Tuesday, May 3rd, Ms. Hero, the director of Pupil Services, sent out a message to the middle school families with a recommendation that students wear masks until the numbers begin to decrease. And I want to emphasize it was just a recommendation, so parents had the option of having their children wear them or not, just for safety's sakes if they felt they needed to.
Okay, anything else?
That's all I have on that.
Okay.
All right, and you know, we get the reports from the Board of Health every week from
Right.
the chair there, so.
Keith, yeah.
Keith. So we're pretty good with those. All right. Any questions on the COVID update? None?
None?
All right, upcoming dates.
On May 17th, 6 p.m., there is the Scholars Dinner. Eligible students for that dinner will be notified, and students may invite 1 or 2 parents or guardians to accompany them that evening. On May 27th, there is a field trip to Boston. The bus will be leaving at 7:45. We'll be attending a duck tour, the aquarium, North End, and Quincy Market, and also going to a Red Sox game that evening. They'll be returning to Winchendon after the game around 11 o'clock, and students not attending will be expected to attend school.
So who's going on this trip? That's the senior class trips? Okay.
On May 31st, we'll be having a mock crash presentation, which is a mandatory attendance for all juniors and seniors. That is a display of what can happen during being a little bit reckless and having and drinking and driving, to give the students a reminder of what the consequences to that could be. The events will be coordinated with the Winchendon Police Department, Fire Department, and local clergies. Participants, which will be actors, will have permission slips signed by their parents or guardians. On May 31st at 6:30 PM, juniors and senior will be having their Powder Puff game at Alumni Field. Is that a touch football, correct? Flag football. It's an annual game between the juniors and the senior classes. Participants will be required to complete the appropriate paperwork to be able to participate in that. On May 31st to June 1st, we'll have exams and final assessments. On June 2nd at 11:30 a.m. is Class Day, where seniors will wear their graduation gowns, and it will also be live streamed for families and friends. Do they do any, yeah, would you please?
Mr. Chair, Stephanie Rondo from Murdoch High School. Did you, go ahead, Mr. Mull. I'm happy to clarify any of the senior items.
Well, I was asking about the wearing the graduation gowns. Are there any parades through any of the
Well,
buildings?
I'll talk about that when we get there.
To Promenade?
Yeah.
Okay. On June 3rd at 6 p.m., Promenade at Murdoch, which prom will immediately fall after at Hidden Hills.
So on Friday, we are planning to do, after rehearsal or around rehearsal, we are going to have a grad walk through all of the schools. So the middle school, Memorial, and then we're going to get a bus and have the kids brought over to Toy Town, where the students can do a send-off, like we've done this the last several years. Last year, it was great having Toy Town on our campus, so everybody was in one place. So this year, we're going to add in the bus and take the kids over to the Toy Town campus so that the littles can say goodbye. Because we have 18 of our seniors right now who are interning within the district, so we have several kids at both Memorial and Toy Town, so, you know, they're well-known to the students, and we have a few students at the middle school interning as well right now.
Also during that day, the prom tickets will be on sale. Well, they've been ongoing for $60 a piece at lunch. The outside guests of any of our students attending prom will need to be signed in.
Can I ask a quick question on that?
Yep.
$60 a ticket? Where are you going?
We're going to Hidden Hills, and the district is covering the rental fee for the venue, which was $2,000.
Yeah.
So the meal, the cost of the meal, the junior ushers, DJ, police detail, decorations, all of that. So the tickets will be between $50 and $60. I don't know that Mr. Burney has quite landed on a price yet. But if the district wasn't paying for that venue, their tickets would be closer to $80.
Okay. Is there any thought or plan or provision for any student that may not be able to afford the
Absolutely. Any
$60 to
student-
$80 $50 to $80?
Any student who needs help, just, we do have a list of kids that we know might need help, but that there are some scholarships available, and there are staff members who have already offered to purchase tickets
me
for
on that
students. I'm sorry.
Put me on that list. I'll be
I
glad
sure
to
will.
sponsor someone
Okay, thank you.
if they need it.
Yep.
And of course, it'll be half-day district-wide that day. Students must be in attendance that morning to be able to attend the prom. On June 4th.
Hope I can get my hair done in time.
Yeah, right?
Should be okay. Get out at 11:30.
On June 4th at 6 p.m., we'll have graduation celebration at Murdoch. There'll be no charge for seniors. There'll be activities, games, food, and a movie that evening. There'll be door prizes. And the event is being sponsored by a grant from the District Attorney's Office, the Murdoch Trust, and the Robinson Broadhouse Foundation.
So that's like a senior night?
Yes,
Exactly.
so we started this last year. Officer Flagg and I applied for the grant from the District Attorney's Office for alternate celebrations, like either before, after prom, or in lieu of prom. Last year, we did it in lieu of prom. This year, without having the alumni banquet on Saturday night, we're going to have this event on Saturday night. We have food trucks coming, we'll have games and activities for the kids, and then we're gonna do a movie out on the lawn. And sort of the idea is to keep them with us, till 10:30 or 11, and keep them from going out and doing something not so smart. And so we have staff that will be on hand that night, like running the activities, and everything is completely free for the kids.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, June 5th at 2 PM, we have graduation at the high school gym.
Yep,
June 5th.
June 5th.
And
What
that
time
is
is-
it
what
for
time
our
is that?
upcoming dates.
2 PM.
2,
Indoors, outdoors?
We're gonna be inside.
Okay.
inside this year?
Back to normal.
Yeah,
God
the
willing.
last
Fingers-
outdoor graduation I went to was pretty hot.
Yeah. It's much easier for our staff to have it inside. I know a lot of folks don't realize the amount of preparation it takes to set up for graduation, and, the teachers that are there and volunteer are not getting paid for being there that extra day. We decided we would go back to normal. We'll be in the gym. There is no limit or number of tickets for the students. And, as long as the Board of Health doesn't say something otherwise by then, that is our plan right now.
Well, you got plenty of room in there.
Absolutely.
You could get
Plenty of room.
1,500 or so people
Yep.
in there.
Mhm.
So I don't think that would be an issue.
Yeah, and if we needed to, we could do an overflow in the auditorium. We can stream, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
I much prefer it. It also takes the stress off,
Yes,
worrying about the weather.
worrying about the weather and the heat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it for the upcoming dates.
Okay.
So I'm here to answer any questions, if you had any questions.
Yeah, at some point I'd like to chat, just
Okay.
talk about alumni.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Well done.
All right.
Hey, Mike, welcome.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
apologize for being late.
All right, so Mike, we're on,
Finance update.
Finance update, just perfect, right up your alley.
Absolutely.
Finance update. You're gonna love it.
Well, I'm pleased to be able to finally give you a financial update from myself. The presentation that I made, it was a little bit different from what has been given to you over the last several years. I changed up the presentation format from Munis to an Excel sheet. This gives me the opportunity to better manipulate the information, organize the data, and to be able to highlight certain items that may need a better explanation. I hope you've been able to take a look at it prior to this, and I'm looking for some feedback from you to let me know if this is something you would like me to continue to do, or whether you'd like to go back to the Munis report. Like that one?
Excel.
Yeah. I'm able to remove some of the extraneous information from the Munis report and being able to group things a little bit differently. The total available funds, if you look at the last page at the bottom, is $3.8 million for the remainder of the year. Of this total, $3.3 million are in salary line items, so we expect those to be expended on regularly through the end of the year. That leaves an additional amount of roughly about $500,000 to spend before June 30th.
Do you have plans for that money?
Rob, say that again?
Always have plans for the money.
Can you say that again? What did you just say?
There should,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
well, there's $3.8 million remaining. 3.3 million of that is in salary line items, so that leaves $500,000.
Okay, for many,
Just for expenses. During the fiscal year 2023, next year I'll be working with the town accountant to have the line items and salaries encumbered prior to the year so they don't show up as available balance. It gives a little bit of a better picture of what's actually available when we can encumber as many of these funds as possible. I've also been allowing individual budget line items to remain in the negative for the past month. I haven't been making and adjusting entries, which is what's been happening over this past year. I feel it gives me a better understanding of where the strengths and the weaknesses are in the current budget, and allows us in the future to be able to build a better and more accurate budget. Every budget is really a guess. It has its ebbs and flows during the course of the year, and instead of making those adjustments as we go, I'm better able to get a feel for what we should be planning for better in the future. Some of the items we may not necessarily have to fund as much going forward. The goal is always to have a well-balanced budget at the end of the year, but being able to extrapolate this information to build better budgets in the future is always my goal.
Well, I'm only speaking for one school committee member, myself, and I just wanted to say that my expectation is that we're not giving back a chunk of money to the town that at the expense of the needs that we have in the school district. So however you play it, by June 30th, that 500,000 should have gone somewhere where it's needed before it goes back to the town.
Absolutely, that's my goal as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a deal breaker for me, if we give a lot of money back. We've had that in the past, and then we find out we have needs. We had the money, and the money went back to the town, and now we can't fulfill the needs.
I agree completely.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions concerning the financial report? Any comments, suggestions?
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Hi. As the circuit breaker money rolls in, you'll backfill those accounts? because-
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know that as the end of the year comes, the first 2 weeks of July, we get the finalized bills of the prior year. So we'll still show money up until mid-July, because then all the bills will close out, so.
Exactly. For the
You'll
first
be
couple of weeks in July, I'm still able to use this current budget numbers to be able to pay bills from this year.
And then you can just do budget transfers late in June anyway to backfill the accounts.
Exactly. There may be some budget transfers from salary line items to expense lines. I have the ability to do that as long as I'm notifying the school board within 10 days of that. Before the end of the year, I'll be coming to a board meeting with a list of any transfers that I need to make at the end of the year and ask for your approval on those.
Okay.
Thank you.
Other questions? Hearing none? All right, thank you, Rob. Nice job.
Thank you very much.
Keep your finger on the pulse of that budget. Let's see, we're into new business, right?
Yep.
Let's go to student recognition. Ms. Rondo, I understand you're in charge. Why is it that we feel like we're working for you? I don't know, it just feels that way. I said, why does it feel that we're working for you?
For me, you know that's not true, Mr. Murphy. I live to serve.
Yeah,
I tell Mr. King all the time, my job is to make him look better.
yeah,
It's a hard job. But.
yeah.
Well, first, Ariel, you want to come? The first student I would like to introduce tonight is Ariel Benedict. And Ariel is the recipient of the Lions Youth Ambassador Award and is being recognized for her community service. Ariel is the top of the senior class with a 4.8 GPA. She is a member of NHS, Key Club, Student Council, and is going to be continuing her education at UMass? Amherst. You're going to the Honors College? Yes, in the Honors College. So we're very happy to recognize her tonight for her service hours and her work in the, with the Ahimsa Haven specifically. She fosters and cares for a lot of the cats in the neighborhood. Yep, so I will turn it over to her. He's gonna ask you some
So
questions.
tell us, Ariel, tell us about your service. Tell us about the projects that you've been working on that got you
So-
this recognition.
So,
By the way, 4.8,
yeah, I didn't know my exact GPA, so I was a little surprised when I heard that.
yeah,
But,
that's tremendous.
My main passion is for helping animals, and like Rondo said, I volunteer at Ahimsa Haven. I have been volunteering there for approximately 7 years before it switched over. And I have been fostering cats for them for 3 years. I take in medical cats and cats that are just unable to go up for adoption. And in my time, I had fostered, I think, 35 cats for them, and they have found their forever homes.
Wow,
Yep.
that's pretty outstanding, yeah. Good for you,
absolutely.
congrats. Do you want to be a vet?
Yes, so I am pursuing a career in veterinary medicine, and that's why I chose UMass Amherst. They have an excellent pre-vet program. As a freshman, I'll go in as an animal science major, but then my sophomore year, I'll be able to switch in.
Okay, excellent, good. Tufts Medical, veterinary school after that, maybe?
Yeah, that would definitely be ideal. I think Tufts is great.
I know people there, I can help. Questions for Ariel?
Nothing, just congratulations.
Yeah,
you.
congratulations, you have done yourself proud and your family proud. Did you bring anybody big with you, or?
Well, my mom's actually helping me clean the shelter tonight, so right after this, I'm going right
okay.
there. So she's getting a head start.
What a way to celebrate.
Yeah,
You
celebrate.
know, I love doing it, so it's okay.
All right. Well, congratulations, and we're very proud of you.
And
Thank you
thank
so
you for
much.
your community service.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much.
And tonight, we have with us 3 of our Adams Scholars winners, and I'm going to start with Moketsi Molai. And Mo is just joining us from a track meet. Mo is a dual enrollment student with our Worcester State program, and he is one of our 3 Adams Scholars recipients.
Can you explain to us what an Adams Scholar entails?
The Adams Scholarship, you have to score advanced in one category of the MCAS and then at least proficient in the other one. And then you have to be in the top 20%? Top 20% of the class in terms of score for the MCAS.
Okay,
Right.
so that's pretty cool then. Yeah, and so you'll get some tuition help
Yep.
if you go
It's-
to a public,
If it's a university, if it's a state school in
if it's a
Massachusetts.
state school, so you'll get some help with tuition.
And I am going to a state school.
Oh, where you going?
I'm going to UMass Lowell
UMass Lowell.
For,
for engineering.
oh, fantastic.
Oh, wow, that's great. Okay. You were in the play, right?
I was.
You were awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were great. Congratulations on that, too.
Yeah.
Well, any comments or questions?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
the Adams Scholarship is an accomplishment that is recognized not only because of the success that you have had academically and on that one test, but it's recognized across the state by elected officials, by colleges and universities for as a recognition of your success. So congratulations. The Adams Scholarship is something that a small percentage of high school graduates attain and are eligible for, and it's something you should be proud of. And my UMass Lowell has a fantastic engineering program. You've made a fantastic choice. That program is diverse. You can do civil, you can do electrical, you can do all kinds of things at UMass Lowell, all for a pretty inexpensive price tag, and it helps to have a tuition waiver when you're walking in the door. So, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just real quickly, she said that you're coming from a track meet. Are you going to be hoping to do any kind of sports activities in Lowell?
Yes, I am planning on running track in college, yes.
All right, great. Going to be busy.
Mo's dad is here tonight. Mo's dad is Coach Finley from the track team. And I know Mo won't tell you, but I want to tell you Mo is a state champion in the triple jump this year.
Oh, wow, the state champion. Congratulations.
Fantastic.
Tell him your number.
Oh, the mark, it's triple jumping 43 feet 4 inches.
Wow, wow.
That's amazing. 43 feet? That's outstanding.
Impressive.
Yeah. Coach Finley, what do you think?
He's an exceptional athlete.
Yeah.
He's a great son. He holds the school record in indoor and outdoor. He finished 7th in the emerging league category at nationals this year. He had a couple schools looking at him, and he chose UMass Lowell, which is his biological father and his mother's home on. So we're proud of him. And couldn't have raised a better kid.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
absolutely.
And we know that you're going to make your family proud, yourself proud. And UMass Lowell is the lucky recipient of that. Your coach, everybody, we're just so excited for you.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
he has an opportunity later in the year, hopefully, to be all-state champion in the triple jump. He's that talented. He was the second best jumper in the Northeast this year.
And where is that? Where is that?
Westfield, the day before prom, which is awesome.
Wow.
All right.
Wish you the best of luck.
It could be worse, it could be day after prom.
It's day after prom for us, so this year we're lucky.
Yeah, so it's before prom. All right, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Mo.
again.
Thank you.
Good job.
Don't lose it. Okay. Our next recipient is Rachel McCarthy. And Rachel obviously is a senior this year at Murdoch, and I will let you ask her your questions.
Interrogate her.
So Rachel, tell us a little bit about your career at Murdoch that got you this recognition.
Well, one of my main goals is, well, I love science and biology. I'm currently going to the Mount in Gardner to attend a biology degree. And oh, sorry.
No, I shouldn't have cut you off.
It's
Go ahead
okay.
and finish.
I was hoping to possibly get a career in animal education. If you know what I'm talking about, is those performers who show the young kids the animals. If you've ever seen one in your lifetime, then you probably know what it is.
Yeah, I think I have.
All right.
Well, so we got another animal lover. So that's great. We need those people badly. So congratulations to you. And you're going to the Mount, and then after the Mount, after what, 2 years at the Mount, then what?
Oh, currently, I'll be going to the Mount for a semester because I'm currently, by the end of summer, I'm going to move to North Carolina.
Oh,
So I'm gonna see I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm gonna look at the colleges there. I've seen that 3 of them do biology majors, so I'm hoping to find a 4-year college. Hope I get a master's in biology and zoology, so I can complete my goals.
okay.
I haven't looked too much into it yet.
All right.
Yeah, I have time. I have my whole life.
Duke would be my recommendation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Duke would be my recommendation.
There you go.
Plus, you can get us tickets then to the basketball games. Yeah. So congratulations. Anybody else want to comment, or?
No, just congratulations. The community's going to hate to see you to go, but best of luck both at the Mount and in your years in North Carolina.
I'm sure you're not going to miss the winter.
No, I've been down there before to see my aunt. It's very nice there. The only thing that's gonna be about it is the rain. Rains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, thank you again.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, my mom's here.
So, Mom, can you stand up? Hi. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
So, as Ms. Rondo points out, she knows that I like to recognize the parents as well, because we know that it takes a lot. Yeah, it takes a lot. Besides all the teachers and all the support that Rachel gets at school, she's got to get some support at home, and clearly you've done a good job. And so congratulations to you and your family. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you.
And our last student with us this evening is Dan Fuller. Dan is a member of our dual enrollment program with Worcester State, and I will let you ask away.
So Dan, tell us a little bit about your career at Murdoch.
Let's see. So the dual enrollment helped push me kind of towards more of my career goals, thanks to Miss Rondeau being persuasive, let's say, at the beginning of the year. I've committed, I'm joining Mo at UMass Lowell in the fall.
Oh, great.
And I'm hoping to get a degree in computer science,
Oh, great. You'll be a techie.
something like that.
Yeah, I have a son that's a techie. He's an IT guy. So, yeah, he loves it. So tell me about your preparation from Murdoch. You think you're ready to go?
I hope so.
Yeah.
There's definitely been a large number of teachers who have been supportive of my academics and my personal life, and helped guide me to make my final college decision. So,
Well, that's so nice to hear. That's great.
yes.
I'm happy that you had a good experience and that you're going to a really good school, and it looks like you got your life mapped out for you.
Yes.
Dan is currently interning with our tech department at the district.
Yes, I am.
Spending a lot of time with Mr. Clinton.
Some.
Yeah.
I actually don't see him that often. It's generally Mr. Muzzy and Mr. Brown.
Now, Mr. Chair, I
go ahead.
have to ask, just by the way you walked up here, were you involved in any athletics? You just carry yourself so straight and purposeful in your walk up to this microphone, so you look like you may have done something athletic while you've been here.
So I've not done athletics, actually. However, every summer I work at Boy Scout camp, and one of the things they have us do is march for morning and evening colors. So that might be showing out a little bit there.
Dan's being modest. Dan is an Eagle Scout.
Indeed.
And is currently, tell them about your current position.
Well, there you go. No wonder you have that pride in your work.
So I earned my Eagle Scout in 2020, right before the pandemic hit, and currently I'm serving as Lodge Chief, which is comparable to like a club president. However, it's not just for Winchendon, it is for pretty much all of Central Massachusetts, all of the members within Central Massachusetts.
Wow.
That's great.
That is, you're a busy boy.
Yes, I am.
Good for you. Good for you.
In fact, after this, I have to go to Sterling to do something for that organization. So
We'll let you go. We'll let you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you for coming.
Well done.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Dan.
Dan's parents are both here tonight, too.
All right, so did you bring somebody big with you? So you did?
Brought someone big with him.
Yeah, your parents?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's code.
Where are they?
Yeah, stand up.
They are.
So what do you think? He's a keeper, or?
He's one of our 4 favorites.
Yeah.
I think he's a keeper, yeah. I think he's gonna be great, and, you know, we're very proud of him, especially joining Eagle and UMass Walden and Friends. It's their first training.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
All right, perfect. Congratulations to you as well. Well done. You did a good job raising him.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And that is my favorite part of being on the board, is hearing stories like that from our district. And I'm so proud of all of our students and staff that make it happen. I know there's a lot more students like the students we've heard tonight. We haven't done our Student of the Month this year or last year because of the COVID stuff, but maybe we can bring it back next year, because it's my favorite part. It's not Mr. Vines, because he doesn't like me asking so many questions that extend the meeting, but I love to hear from the kids. All right, so the next one, 8B, is our field trip request that you have in your packet. Is there someone here to speak on the field trip? Oh, there's a surprise.
Mr. Chair, this is for permission to hold prom at the Hidden Hills venue, which is across the state line in New Hampshire. So it's not a field trip per se, because it is outside of school hours, but as we did in the fall, we filled out a form just giving the information, and so that you're aware of where the kids are going.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
unless there's discussion on it, I would move to approve.
I'll second that.
okay. Any discussion on it, or questions or anything from Ms. Rondo?
One question, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
On our agenda, there is a vote on the prom field trip, but we have 2 field trip request forms. The other one is for a college fair. Are we voting on that one as well?
no, I thought they were separate, aren't they?
They are separate.
Yeah, so we should vote on them separately, I think.
Okay.
Okay. So, any further questions or discussion? Hearing none. Mike?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Ryan?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, and the field trip is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All signed, sealed, and delivered. Okay. Superintendent evaluation,
Nope, we have one more field trip.
where is it?
It's underneath.
This
it.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay. That's the, okay, yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we have another one. Ms. Weinhold is requesting a field trip to Franklin Pierce.
Yep, this is for a college fair for our juniors. And again, because the university is across the state line, we are asking permission from the school committee to attend.
Move
Okay.
to, oop,
Go ahead.
move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Yep, go ahead, Ryan.
This is a NACAC College Fair. This is the national organization. It is the largest organization for college fairs in the country, and some of the largest college fairs. We're very lucky that they have selected Franklin Pierce as one of their, or they have continued to select Franklin Pierce as one of their locations. It's proximal and almost coincidental that it's so close to our district, even though it is over the state line. So fantastic, glad we're going. Only one question, which Ms. Rondo might know the answer to. It says on here that the transportation will be reimbursed by Mount Wachusett Community College.
I think it's through the TRIO program, through Mount
sure.
Wachusett. And
Yep.
so the bus company would invoice us, the town of Winchton, and then the TRIO program would then pay that invoice or reimburse the school
Yep.
district. I'm not
Yep,
sure.
yep.
But that's why.
Okay. All right, we ready to vote?
Yes.
Ryan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, and that is approved as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. C, superintendent evaluation discussion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I would ask that we consider tabling this item. This is one of the premier, most important things that a school committee does, and it's an item that needs to be done and deserves the committee's full consideration. With the absence of one of our members tonight, I'd like to move that we table item 8C.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to table the superintendent evaluation discussion. And we have a second, so we're in discussion. Anybody want to say anything about it? No? I do want to say one thing. I just want to make everyone aware that we can't put this off much longer. It's got to be done. And I did speak with Trace, no, what's her name?
Tracy Novick?
No, at MASC.
Tracy Novak?
Yeah, Tracy. I knew it was Tracy. I couldn't think of the last name. I'm just having a senior moment. Tracy Novak, I did speak with her, and she made a recommendation because our situation is different because Thad wasn't the superintendent from July until December, so yeah, it makes it a little hectic, but she did make a recommendation, which I'll save for our discussion then. But I just don't want to think that we can keep putting it off. So if we don't have all 5 of us at the next one, we're moving forward. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, great. So that's my thing. We need a vote. So, Mike?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Ryan?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, so this has been tabled until our next meeting. All right. School choice seats, a vote.
Mr. Chair, would you like me to present the information and read the numbers?
Sure. Do you need a minute, guys? Okay. Here's school choice right here. It's in your packet. All right, go ahead. You can do that.
The superintendent recommends, in accordance with state law requiring all schools to be open for school choice, the Winchton Public School District accept choice students for the 2022-23 academic year in the following school grade levels where space is available. At Memorial Elementary School in kindergarten, there is 1 seat available. At Toytown Elementary, in grade 4, there is 1 seat. In grade 5, there are 2 seats available. At Murdoch Middle School, in grade 6, there are 5 seats. Grade 7, 8 seats. And grade 8, 14 seats. At the high school, in grades 9, 10, and 11, there are 10 seats each available.
Okay. Is this up or down from last year?
I'm sorry, I don't have that number in front of me. I'd be happy to get it to you later on, but that's all I have.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion? and-
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
So, my question
Why
is...
don't we make a motion, then we can get into discussion.
Sure, I make a motion that we accept the open seats for discussion.
Second.
Okay, we got a second. Now we're in discussion. So go ahead, Mike.
So, I guess my thing is this. We lose so many kids to school choice that to limit the ability of other children to come to this district restricts the amount of funding that we can get from other districts. We pay out almost $1 million to other school districts. Why are we limiting ourselves to such a low number? We used to always open it up to get as many kids to come back to school or open it up to other kids from other districts to come here. which generates revenue for this school district. So my question is, again, why are we limiting ourselves and restricting the amount of money that the school district can take in from other school districts when we are always paying close to $1 million going out?
Could I ask the two principals that are here? Yeah, come on up.
The reason why is we have to limit the number
Just
of
want
class.
to identify yourself for the
Sure.
TV.
So my name is Nicole Hura. I'm the Director of Pupil Services. We had discussions over the number of seats that are available in each grade level due to number of class sizes. I believe, if I am correct, that the elementaries, we had more school choice open enrollment last year. Our class sizes are very high at Toy Town, and we feel it's for the best interest of our students that we limit the number of seats at those grade levels. We're thinking about our students' education, and the larger class sizes with not as many staff, it's more difficult for our teachers. We want to give our students the best opportunity to learn. Right now, our class sizes at Toy Town are up to 27, 28 students, which is really challenging to get the curriculum and the students' needs that we want. At the upper levels, the middle school and the high school, we have more availability, more slots available due to probably school choice kids leaving. So we can put more seats there. As you know, in Memorial School, that is the foundation of your education, so you want to limit the class sizes. You want to have them manageable for students and teachers to be able to do small group instruction, concentrate on early literacy skills and phonetics prior to them getting into Toy Town. If we make the class sizes much larger, it'd be much more difficult for our students to accomplish that.
So, if I might, we are hiring 2 new teachers, 1 for every school. That allows us the ability to break down class sizes. So, I don't buy your argument, sorry. I think that...
And I understand.
I just disagree with you, sorry.
Okay.
I understand, your point, but I will say, for the amount of money that we put out, we should be recouping more of it. And we have the opportunity to do so with our school successes, so... I respectfully disagree.
Mr. Chair?
Mr. Vine?
I guess, Mike, I'm wondering what your suggestion is in terms, do you have numbers that you would plug in here, or do you just want to see it?
I would like to...
You can't leave it open-ended.
I would like to see a discussion, more of a discussion on, more than like 1 seat. I mean, again, I wasn't privy to this conversation or how it came about, but if you were to take 27, let's just take your number of 27 or 28 kids per class, and you were to add 5 to maybe 10 kids, just hear me out, you add another teacher. That's more than compensated.
No.
Not fiscally, but you get more money coming into the district than you're losing.
No, because you get $5,000 a student. So that would be $25,000. That would get a half a teacher.
Yeah.
That would get a half a teacher.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead, Ryan.
I'd just like to say that I believe that these counts were calculated by the central office and principal staff based on an FY23 budget that we passed recently that did include a number of teachers that were added to buildings. However, even with those additional teachers, especially in the lower grades, the class sizes remain high. And adding additional teachers, the math doesn't work out quite the way that was suggested. And so I'm very happy to see these, especially with the higher numbers in the upper grades.
Okay. Anybody else? Comments, questions? Ms. Harrow, thank you so much for helping us clarify that. I appreciate it. And I think we're ready for a vote, right? So we have a motion on the floor to accept the 22-23 recommended open seats as presented. tonight. We'll take a roll call vote. Ryan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mike?
I'm going to say no.
And the chair votes aye, so the motion carries. So it'll remain as is. All right, thank you. Yep. And what do we got next? We have
Calendar.
school calendar vote.
Correct.
Okay, we have in the packet in here buried the school calendar stuff. Here it is. A lot of paperwork tonight. A lot of trees died for this meeting. Would somebody like to make a motion or discussion?
Make a motion to approve the calendar as presented.
Okay,
Second.
and it's seconded. All right, so now we're in discussion. Does anybody, did anybody from administration want to comment on the calendar?
I'm happy to answer questions if you have questions.
Okay.
Who's our, Mr. Chair?
Me,
Is it, okay.
yeah, it's me. No, go ahead, Steph. If we have questions, we'll.
We didn't know if you had questions.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I'm asking right now if there are any questions from anybody.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Not a question and not something that should hold up the vote on this calendar. However, I just want to express to the school administration, through Mr. Mullen perhaps and through Ms. Rondeau, that half-days are challenging for families. There are lots of half-days in every school district's calendar, but any way to limit early release half-days, schools are not daycares. Schools are not childcare. However, families build their schedules around the school day, and having excessive numbers of half-days for either professional development or for things like the end of the school year is really challenging. And in future years, and perhaps we did this year, but in future years, I really do hope that we pay attention to that and try to limit the number of half-days whenever possible.
okay.
I agree. Thank you.
That's a very good point, I know. That even came up in the teacher negotiations, Greg and I, about the number of, not this one with you, Steph, the one before. We talked about that a lot. It is difficult, even though you get this at the beginning of the year and whatever, it's still challenging with a lot of days. Okay, any more discussion? Hearing none, let's take a vote on the calendar as presented. That's the motion. Mike?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Ryan?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, so this is approved unanimously. I keep forgetting my gavel. All right, so what do we got next? We have,
Executive session.
so this is the fun part. So we'll have a motion here.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
I'd move that the committee go into executive session to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining and to reconvene in open session.
okay. So we are going to go into executive session. We have to go up to the fourth floor, and we will be back to reopen the session for a vote.
We need a second, I think.
Second.
And we have a second from Mike.
Mr. Chair, are there any items that we would like to move around in the agenda so that we are only coming back to do our vote? Things like old business, future business?
Okay, I can ask that, I guess. I didn't think there was any because it's not written there, but
It would just to give folks the chance to leave the room or,
yeah, well, we're going upstairs. So, I don't know if there's anything under old business, there's nothing there. So we probably skip that unless somebody wants to bring something up from, and then future agenda items, if anyone wants to add to that list, data presentations, Murdoch Trust breakdown. Anybody want to add anything to that?
Mr. Chair, I think we were going to have Rob or the superintendent do a presentation on the ESSER funds, which we can do at a future meeting.
We could do that in the future. I know it's not on the agenda for this evening, but I did prepare for that for this evening.
Yeah, we have something in our packet on it.
Yes.
And that was something that Karen had asked for, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's not here, so maybe it's a good idea if we, somebody, that we push it for, it says future item anyway. I know you were prepared for tonight, but I think it's on here for a future. All right, so then it's just school committee closing comments, and we can do that after our vote. Are we ready? All right, we need a vote on going into executive session. Mike?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Ryan?
Aye.
And chair votes aye. We are officially in executive session. Okay, I'd like to reconvene this meeting of the Winchendon School Committee. Put us back in session for the purpose of taking a vote. So I entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair?
Yes. You
I
have I think you got a script there, right?
Yeah, I do. Move to approve the agreement between the Winchendon School Committee and the Winchendon Support Personnel Association, as presented this evening.
Second.
All right, so we have a second. I think Greg beat you by a hair, Ryan. So we have a motion and a second. Do we have any more discussion? No, we don't. So let's go right to a vote. Roll call vote. Ryan?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, so it passes.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
unless there is no other business to conduct, I would make a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a statement before we do that.
That second? Mike, was that a second?
No.
Okay.
I
No, no second.
Okay.
All right. So I think the only thing we have left is school committee comments, right?
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So which way do we go this time? I guess we'll start with Ryan. Remember about lanes, right?
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to take a moment to thank the Winchendon Support Personnel Association and specifically their leadership for a very constructive and productive negotiation of the new contract for the paraprofessional educators with the Winchendon School District. The leadership was wonderful to work with, and we are very, very glad to have a contract extension. I also want to thank all of the candidates who ran for school committee and congratulate Greg and Alicia. Also want to take a moment to thank publicly Mike for his service during this interim period where his membership has been very, very, very much appreciated. I do want to take a moment to also say a big thank you to the Winchendon Public School teachers during this Teacher Appreciation Week. This week we had the opportunity to celebrate not only all of our teachers, but also one teacher in particular. Nicole Landry was recently recognized for her selection as one of the recipients of the Life Changer of the Year Award. This is an award that is a nationwide award, and with hundreds and hundreds of nominations, Ms. Landry was selected as a recipient amongst only 18 people nationwide. We have always known that Winchendon Public Schools teachers are some of the greatest in the world, and this was just a chance to be recognized, to have one of our teachers recognized with a national award. So that is really good, worthy of celebrating during this Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Greg?
Yeah, just real brief, I'd like to follow up on Dr. Forsythe's comments regarding the teachers and the work that they do for us, and also especially to put a bit of an exclamation point on the award that Nicole received. I've had the pleasure of Nicole's acquaintance for a good many years. When we first moved to Winchendon back in the mid-90s, she was working as a cashier at the Rite Aid. Yeah. And you could tell then that she had a special personality and just is such a bright and compassionate and caring individual. It couldn't have happened to a nicer person. And I'd also like to take the opportunity, although Mike's got a couple of meetings left with us, one with the selectmen next week and then town meeting, but to thank Mike for his service, not just this time around, but for the service that he gave the school committee for how many years?
10.
For 10 years before serving for 6 years on the select board here in Winchendon. So Mike's given a lot of his time and his effort to this community. You know, we agree and disagree sometimes. Sometimes Mike could be sort of a strong cup of coffee. But there's nothing wrong with that. If you believe in something, you need to say so. And that's what being on a deliberative body like the school committee and Board of Selectmen is all about. Deliberative bodies deliberate. Mike, thanks for your service and all you've done for the town and for the schools in Winchendon.
Thank you.
Mike?
Thank you. I'd like to thank the voters who came out and voted on Monday. I'd like to congratulate Alicia with her win and wish her the best of luck. To the rest of the board members, the work you do is so important. Not always popular, but always in the best interest of the students and the staff. To Mr. King, it's been a pleasure to work with you and to see the changes that you're making to rebuild this district. Programs and staff, I know that Winchendon is moving in a positive direction. To the staff, I have always said that you are the backbone of the district, that through it all, your positive attitude drives the district. Through the challenges you face, you've always stepped up, and I thank you for it. And to prove that, Nicole being nominated just proves how good our staff is. And I'd just like to thank everybody.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Again, I'll echo what everyone else has said too, Mike. I appreciate you stepping up to the plate and helping us out in our time of need. So thank you so much for your service, not only for us, but also for your years on the select board. So thank you, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Okay? And certainly Nicole's award, I hope we'll get an opportunity to see her in front of us at some point. A national award is certainly worth some recognition at our school committee meeting, so we'll work on that, see if we can get Nicole here. And I've known Nicole since she was a little girl. I knew her parents long before. What did you call them? Winchendon something-ites or something? You know, somebody that's been here a long time, and her family's been here a long time. She's a great lady, and she's done a lot of great stuff for the students here. So, great. And wasn't it awesome to have the kids here tonight and listen to those stories when sometimes we don't always hear great things about our students, to listen to the stories tonight and you know, the great things that our students are accomplishing and the recognition they're earning for it, not only locally, but they're, you know, winning national recognition of little tiny Winchendon. So that's pretty impressive. And I want to thank everybody on this board, you know, for the work that you've put in, the hours that you've put in. This has not been an easy year. And last year was even more difficult. And I'm so proud of the work that we were able to do despite all the obstacles that were thrown in our way. And we've got a lot more work to do for sure. But I think, as Mr. Barbaro said, I think we're headed in the right direction. I think we got the right guy in charge as the superintendent. We've got some good people on his administrative team, and so I'm really excited about the future here. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Ryan?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Greg? And the chair votes aye, and we are adjourned at 8:02.